It's time for the Todd Wilkerson Show. Learn all about Heritage Hills football. This week's show is sponsored by Milligan Communications, Street Dreams, and the Southwestern Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brosmer Communications. Go Patriots!
Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
You dream it, we create it at Street Dreams. Custom paint, fabrication, stereos, wheels, tires, and more. We're also your authorized Sinister Sound dealer. Street Dreams, 317-624-1000, where you expect quality and get.
Welcome to this week's Todd Wilkerson Show. And Coach, last week you traveled down to Huntingburg to play South Ridge Raiders in a PVC battle. Why don't you recap that game for us?
Yeah, didn't have the night we'd hoped. Southridge is a great football program. They're playing great this year. Very disciplined. Execute their offense very well. Great defensive team. I knew they were quick on the defensive line, and that would have trouble. That we had to come up with a few things to try to handle their pressure defensively, and we didn't do a great job with that. So, They received the opening kickoff, had a nice return on their opening kickoff, and set up great field position, and drove down and scored. And then we threw an interception on our second play, and they went and scored again. So I think I looked at the clock, and 5 minutes into the game, we're down 14-0, and that's just you just can't have that kind of start against a great football team, and especially a team who likes to run the ball, and pound it. You get behind a team like that, and it kind of plays into their style of play. That's kind of the way we would like to play, get up on you, and then, just pound the ball. And when we have options to take play action shots, take them. So I watching the tape over a couple of days, and, I feel like, we did some things well, and I think we did a nice job for the most part, at times, stopping their run game. We just gave up too many explosive plays. I mean, they had several big plays where either long scores or, big plays on third and long that they executed that kept drives going. And you let a game, you get down 14-0, and then you let a game get to 21-0 at halftime. We had an opportunity to score before halftime. We drove the ball down the field and got in a 4th and 2 and didn't convert where we drove the ball pretty well. So we really needed to get that score there before half and get it to 21-7, and then we got the opening kickoff of the second half. We were hoping to get that, kind of put back-to-back scores together, and we didn't do that. So offensively did not play very well, just didn't execute. Again, some breakdowns here and there that kill drives, and it's just same things that we'll have to clean up and clean up. So, I think we know Southridge is a sectional opponent. We hope, with the draw that's come out, we hope we get a chance to play them again. So our plan right now is just to work as hard as we can on the things we're doing wrong and try to continue to get better for the next few weeks.
And I'll tell you what, the game might not have turned out the way you wanted, but the one key about that I saw was that the Hunter Meredith returned to the lineup.
Yeah, it was great getting Hunter back. I think anytime a kid misses a few weeks and gets back, we're trying to figure out exactly how much they need to play, and then, especially coming off a situation with certain injuries that we need to be careful getting them back, and then, just getting them up to speed. So it was great having Hunter back, and, we're getting close to having full health. I feel like, some of our guys that have been injured are back, but they're not completely, 100% yet. And, every week we hope they're getting closer and closer until we get to that point where we got our guys, completely healthy, ready to go. But given that, we're still making too many mistakes, mental mistakes and to win big games. So we've got to get those cleaned up and continue to get back to work. I saw a great quote from an NFL player over the weekend, and he was talking about, when things aren't going well and people are down on you, you just got to get back to work. And that's exactly what we are, our approach. We're not happy. We're disappointed in our season at this point. We're disappointed with the way we played Friday night. And we understand that, we probably have some of our fans that are disappointed in us, but our remedy to that is to get to work. So, that was our motto yesterday at practice, and it'll be our motto, the rest of the year to work hard in practice and get better every day.
And you're listening to the Todd Wilkerson Show on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Million Brosper Communications. We'll be back after these messages from our sponsors.
When you think sporting goods, think no further than All Star Sports in Ferdinand. Custom embroidery, screen printing, team uniforms, sports equipment, and sports apparel and shoes. We have it all. Give Brad a call today at 812-367-1618 or visit them in the Country Plaza Shopping Center in Ferdinand. All Star Sports is open Monday through Friday 10 to 7 and Saturday 9 to 4. All Star Sports, when you're thinking sporting goods.
And welcome to the Todd Wilkerson Show. And Coach, this week you get to play the Princeton Tigers they sit 0-8 on season. Why don't you preview that game for us?
Yeah, they've struggled. I think they've got some explosive players. They've got a couple running backs that have great speed. They just haven't been able to put it all together. For us, again, it's about just getting better this week. They're a spread team offensively, so our first team that we drew in the sectional is also a spread team. It's a good week for us to continue to get better defensively and get more sound defensively. I think we've got to tackle better. We'll work on more tackling drills this week in practice. But, for us, it again really is about making sure we focus on the deficiencies that we have and, kind of incorporating that in the week as we prepare for Princeton.
And we'll be back to talk about the sectional draw on the Todd Wilkerson Show right after these messages from our sponsors. You're listening to the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Million Brosper Communications.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
And this week was the sectional draw, and it came out just like I thought it would. I always figured Southridge and Heritage Hills would be on the opposite end of the brackets, so they would play in the championship game.
Well, we hope that happens. We've got some work to do before that would happen, but I'm pleased with the draw. Some years, I think when you're really, really playing great, you stress out more about the draw than when you're struggling a little bit. When you're struggling a little bit, you're just like, you know what? we've got to beat everybody. Everybody's good. We've got to keep getting better ourselves, so we're not worried about other teams' records. So this year didn't really put a lot of anxiety into worrying about what the draw was. But it was nice to get Madison at home. Madison's about 2 hours away from us, so that would have been a heck of a trip for us to go over, and they're also on Eastern time, so it would have been a difficult trip for us to make on a Friday. And our fans to make on a Friday to get all the way to Madison. So it's nice that we got them at home. They're 4-4 this year. They've previously been a 4A school and just recently dropped down to 3A. So they're a little bit larger enrollment than we are. And they play a lot of schools that are out of the area. I think the closest team they played to us was Mitchell. And they play like Bedford, North Lawrence, and Jennings County, Milan, South Dearborn. So they're way over to the east, and then they've got 3 Kentucky schools on their schedule. So not familiar with them really, or their opponents. So we just have to. Usually, coaches nowadays, since we do all of our film trade, over the internet, it's most coaches are pretty reasonable about reaching out and saying, hey, we're not very familiar with you guys. Can we have 4 games? And I'll give you 4 games. You choose what you want. And we get a pretty good sense of what a team's trying to do in terms of preparation. So hope that's the case, as we reach out to this coach and we can be really prepared to take on this team.
Other than Southridge and Heritage Hills, that sectional, I'm not familiar with very many teams. Who are some of the stronger teams in the section other than Heritage Hills and Southridge?
Charlestown is playing well this year. I think they're 7-1, and I thought I saw a little. I may be wrong on this, but I was doing a little research last night. They're 7-1, and I thought I saw a little blip that their defeat was against Providence, and Providence ended up forfeiting that game because they used an illegal player. Now I saw a little blurb on that, and so they're playing really well. We've got a little bit of history with Charlestown. We played them in 2014 in the regional, and were able to beat them and go on to the Semi-State that year. And then the very next year in 2015, we played them and they beat us. Tough place to play. Looking at the way we expect the bracket to go, if we were able to take care of week 1, we would think we would probably go to Charlestown in week 2. And that's a tough place to play over there. They've got a nice football team. So from what I'm hearing, just talking to coaches and watching some of the scores, they were one of the favorites, coming into the season for our sectional, and they've definitely backed it up this year by going, 7-1 through their season.
Well, Coach, let's take care of Princeton before we're about sectional, and let's go beat Princeton.
I agree with you. That's exactly what I think. We need to get better this week and play well on Friday night and get a win and then get a little momentum to go into the sectional. I appreciate you for having me, Joe.
And you've been listening to the Todd Wilkerson Show on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Millen Brewster Communications. We'll see you next week.
Most important, amazingest game ever played in the universe. The pitcher is fierce. Danny Roberts is up at bat. And the crowd goes wild. He just won the game. Let's go! Yes!
We protect the car you drive.
Go get him, Danny.
And the dreams that drive you. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.